Okay, so welcome back. Answer for your questions. See a file from class. Okay, yeah. So in Superstair platform, where you doing your online courses, you can get all files. From the class. From this question session, I usually does not have because it's very short and quick. But yeah, today I will post it also. So select transition time. What mean is transition time code Orcha? Okay, so I go here. So let's say we have two files, two video file. And I use switch to do transition between them. So I just can switch between them. Or I can blend them. I can do. If I want to do transition with some time, what I can do? I can do constant transition time. I would call duration. No, it's not duration. It's active. And I put null here at the end. So now I can use this null to control this one. Okay, good. But so what we have now, if I switch, so this is I should switch with my Python code. 0 or 1. 0 or 1. I can just open textport and write something. Up transition time par value 0 equals 0. Okay. When we work in time, in textport again, better use absolute path, right? So that's what happened here now. So now it's just switching. If I want to do transition, I can put filter here. And in filter, I can define what the filter width is, how long it's gonna be in seconds. So now I put filter, by default it's 1 second. So now my transition time gonna be 1 second. You see, smooth transition. Again, I can change this with Python, right? So now my transition gonna be 5 seconds, very smooth. So you got this. Collapse transition time. So the same. So you can have more files here. And here a trick, if you have more files, what I usually gonna do, I usually gonna do something like this. Okay, let's delete this for now. Let's just copy this component. So if I have many files and I can do smooth transition between them all. So what's the problem have now? For example, if I switch this is to 4, it will go transit through all other files, right? Let's put 1 second. So if I put 0, you see, it's not what I want. I don't want to go through all files. So in this case, I will create another switch and one more switch. I put a chop, so I put one more switch here, and this is put to output, and this is the last one. I can call it master mixer, and to switch 1, switch 2. So master mixer, I will blend between inputs. These two I'm not gonna blend. Next, what I need to create here. Now I can write here switch 1, switch 2, and master. And what I do in here, I go here, switch 1, switch 2, master. So now, if I change master, I change to one to another one. But okay, this is also they have transition now. Yeah. So what's the logic? When I wanna switch to another video, I need to switch not active switch to the new video, and after switch my master to this not active. Right? So for example, now what I have, my master one, so this is active. If I want to change video, do transition to next one, non-active, switch 1, it's not active now. I will change to the next video I want to play, this one. And after I will switch master to this one, non-active, right? So now I do not have jumping in between. One problem we have here, for these two switches, I don't want to use filter. In filter, I can use scope, and I can ask, I want to use filter just for master. So now you see, for all switch 1 and switch 2, filter does not work, but for master, it still works. Right? Good. So now I can write my small script text, and I can run change next. Okay, I open it. So make it smaller here. Okay. So what I need here? First of all, let's define random. So I'm gonna use random for now. You can use the one you want to use, yeah. So I can write, I can get target, and target is gonna be this, op transition time. So now, for example, I can write target parameter value 0, gonna be 4. Let's save it. Let's run it. Okay, you see it's changed to 4. Value 1, or value 1, also 4. I run it. Okay, it changed, right? Good. So again, what we did now. So before to switch, we need to define which one active. How to do? We can see this one, master. If target master equals 0, okay, it's change switch 2 and master to switch 2, right? If not, if my master 1, change switch 1, so we will change default, and master to switch 1. So what I do, I write target parameter change switch to its parameter value 1. You can see here equals random rand range. So it's from 0 to 4. And after I do target parameter value 2. Value 2 it's our master. You see? Equals 1. So if it's 0, it will equals 1. I run it. Yeah. Okay, here because I have else, or I need to do pass for now to test it, otherwise it waits. So okay, it does not work now because my master. Okay, let's check. So now you see, if my master 0, it works. So now I need to do the same if my master 1. So what I do, I just copy this. So my master after change, I will change to 0. And here I need to use value 0. So now you see I have smooth transition from one to another, right? Right, good. Again, so this is, you will see as example. In your case, what you will need to do, you will need here just to use not random, but the next one, yeah, the one you wanna. In automatic mode it could be random, but if you wanna switch by yourself, you will need to use here your value. So, but pretty much the same script. Good. Let me save it. Python for, I will call it Python question for. So video the same folder. I use a slider control to connect to the file and here occurs. Okay, so now you know how you can do transition time in Python automatically. I already make for you a big part of your job for your video player. Okay, Nicole, as I told, if you have problem and you ask another student, they also have problem, why no one ask me? So you ask me, I will answer you. Okay, here another part. Mac cannot use the folder. Yeah, on Macintosh the folder does not work as I got, so I will create another bag. I will call EOS folder. So okay, in Windows it's easy. I can use folder patch and let's do movie file in. So I just wanna find the position of this folder, copy, cancel. I will copy it here. So folder I want to use, I switch to this one. Okay, now you see I get my files here, right, in the folder. What if I on the Mac and I cannot use it? I will just create the table in this case. It's not so good. It's because it does not work automatically. You can do it with Python again, but I think it's a little bit too deep for now to run script to get to the directory in the system and see what's inside. I can create just table, and in this table I can write, okay, I can have like 5 rows and 2 columns, and here I can write again name if I want, paths, and here I can write movie 1, movie 2, movie 3, movie 4. I open Windows, this patch, and here I can, what I can do after I copy this patch, in Mac you also can copy. In here in patch I can just write this nature and movie 1. Nature and the name movie 1 MP4. Yeah. I can just copy it, put here. All I need to change movie 2, movie 3, movie 4. So at the end I get the same table here, right? I just need to work a little bit more by myself to run it. Let's just do some test. Select, and in select you can write, okay, I want to select column by name. I want to select column path to path, and I want to select row by index. I want to select row 1. And now I can put movie file in here, and in movie file in the file I delete it, and I can write a small script. I can write operator select 1, the name, right, column row 0, column 0, because here I have just one row now. I copy, and I need to use the expression here. Works, right? Good. If I change this one, works too. Good. Let's take this our Mac version. I just copy it. I copy here, and here I will replace to select 2. Works. So easy. Okay, it's a little bit extra work for you to put names of files here, but again, it's not so complex. You can also use the not the absolute path but relative path if the video in the same folder or in the folder inside of where your Tag Designer project, right? Good. I think the movie file in top is in the controller file, so I don't know what should be. So in the player file you should have movie file in top, because that's what they're gonna play video. On the controller side you can use it or you can do not use it. You can just put some name for some button, but or just load some image that represents this file. So controller, it's more like user interface. Player, it's just output. How to use timer to control the interval of the video. Okay, for example, here multiple files. I copy again. Multiple files, timer. I go inside. I already have the script. What I can do, I can add timer here. And a timer, okay, let's say like every 5 seconds, I want to switch on done, restart. I start it, okay, it's go. I open callback, edit callback, and what I do now, on done, all what I need to do, op, change next, run. So now every time timer finish, it will run this script. So you see, easy, right? Okay, folder that does not work. I express this. I cannot distinguish chop execute that and panel execute that. In the previous video, use chop execute when using the keyboard and panel execute that when using the button. No, chop execute will work for the chops. Base, chop, panel. Here is the difference. We have chops, it's any constant or whatever. So chop execute will work with this chop. So if the value of the chop change or something change, it will run this one. Panel execute, it works with the panels. What the panels? Panels, it's user interface. It can be button. Yeah, it can run button. It's for button. Or it can be the same container. It's container. It's like for user interface. I can run it, and in my panel execute, for example, for container, I can use the role u role v, and when value change, okay, let's edit it. On value change, I can write panel value. Let's print it. It should have name. So to make this panel active, I need to make it active. Okay, now you see. When I move my mouse, role U, role V, it's basically the position of my mouse inside of this container. Or I can use select. Select it's when I press. So you see select when I press. Okay, and after we can write here, okay. I will write name equals panel name, good. And after I can write if name equals role U. I do something elif name equals role V. U and V is UV coordinates, so it's from 0, 0 to 1, 1. You remember? Elif name equals select when I press my button. So for example, what I can do, let's try to get access of these panel values. I can go to the look, and here I can change color. So role U, role V, I will connect background color. I can also get like target equals op container one. Yeah, because I get target from this one to this one. So it's not me, it's another one. This is component. And role U, I can write target parameter bg color r equals panel value. Yeah, again, I have elif here, but I have nothing inside, so I need to put pass at least to make it work. Bg color bg color r. So you see background color change now here. And opacity, let's set up to 1. It's not opacity. Alpha. So you see, when I move my mouse from X, it's changed color. So U, it's X position in UV from 0 to 1. It changed color to red. The same I do for the V, but I gonna do green. Now you see, I can use green 0, 1. Green and red together, yellow, just red, just green. Nice, handy. So now I can use my mouse position to change color here. This panel execute. And for select, what I wanted to do for select, let's just try here. Okay, I can change B, for example. I can write if target color B equals 0. So if it's 0, I will change it to 1. If it's 1, I will change it to 0. So every time I will press my mouse button, I will turn on or off. Okay, because select color B Okay, and when I use select, role U, role B does not work because role U, role B, it's just for mouse over. If I wanna always do, I need like to use drag roll U or UV. I need to use UV, for example. Let's use UV here and here UV. So UV now it should work always. Yeah, it doesn't matter I press or not. So if I do, no, UV it's opposite. If when I press it work does. Okay, and what else we have here? Through U drag inside U, inside, I think inside U, inside V, then inside. Let's try. Okay, it's inside. Yeah, and it's change also. Let's do inside U, inside V. Again, you see I selected here. I cannot do not select here. I can select here everyone. Anyway, I checking by the name here in my Python. So it works, right? Okay, I will back it to this so you can see it better after an example. So that's a different. Chop execute, it's work for chops. Panel execute, work for user interface. This is user interface, but user interface can be button, it can be just like container, it can be slider, whatever. Chop execute work just for chops. Yeah, Python code you need to work. Yeah, but transmission time already tell how you can do it. How to use library. So this one of example how we using library. We using random library. I need to import it. In processing, you also remember you need to import it. But here, so you can see TouchDesigner have some pre-built libraries. If you want additional libraries, you need to install it first. In the Python, to install it, you need to use pip install and the name of the library. You just can Google check it, but for some libraries see it's different way, so it's hard to tell here, but in general this is the way it works. Some unknown text word order, how to search. I did not get this. How to submit test, you send me to my email. I don't know how to change video every n second very clearly. This one, I explained already, yeah, good. Today on the right receive TD, on the left, but why does the receiving single party have OC in also? A receiver should have OC in, sender should have OC out. Let's close this. I go here and let me go to the folder Python 4. Another handy way, you can even do controller and player in one file, because I can just open 2 times the same file. But here you need to be a bit clear, because if I will change one, second one will not, I don't know. Let's try create base, and in this base I can write controller, and I copy it, and it's gonna be player. If I go here, nothing changed, you see, right? So let's finish this one first. Okay, let's just create few buttons. Button 1, button 2. Let's create some slider. Let's merge them. They signal. Yeah, if you want a straight, you can press S on your keyboard to toggle it. And after I use OSC out, OSC out for localhost to 10,000, and here I will have OSC in localhost 10,000. Good. I close it. I open it. I need to delete this FlexJob DLL in my plugins because it's not compatible with this version. So now you see, okay, this one could be player, this one controller. Small problem here. Why? Because I listed it here OSC in, so I need to turn it off in my controller because I opened the two same, and this one I need to turn off also because I cannot listen the same port twice, even it's same patch in Tidyne, but it's officially now when I run it two instance, it's two different program. So player here, controller here. So you see, handy. Make active, make active. Not bad, right? And now again, if I do this way, it's make it easier. And it's very often useful way because for live performances, we quite often use multiple machines. So I can, in this case, I can write one program, one patch, and I can have 3 machines for some important performance or show, for example. 2 machines, they will be a receiver, they gonna play. One of them active, another one not active. Why? Because if something happened during the show with one machine, I can easily switch to another one, right? And third machine is just controller, but they all running the same program. I don't need to write multiple different programs. I just write one program, I save it, I just copy file to different machines, that's all. Handy, right? So this one I quit. But again, you know, each time I will open it, I need to this disable, this or this disable, depends what it's controller or player, right? Save it, let's go. Okay. Yeah, we second year student, we learned it last year when we did like simple video player for live show performance. This is interesting. I never solved this problem and I even cannot replicate this. Maybe you can try to reinstall TD. This I did not got one. But this here. When I remove the file, Windows error appears. What's the difference between the append and extend method? How do I sort lists? This I don't know. Where you remove files, what's window error, and where it appears. In the list, append and extend method. You go, and we can roll Python list, append, extend. You see, you also always can Google, Baidu, whatever, it's easy to find. Append, add object to the end. Extend, it will add object elements from the iterable. Okay, with extend, I can add another list, right? Not just one object. With append, it will add this object like element of the list. You see, now it's my list have 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5, it's one element of the list. Here, 4 and 5 is the separate elements of the list. So that's the difference how they works. How do you sort lists? Again, Python lists sort. We have sort function. Here and you can see how to use it. List sort, K, and reverse. Python list sort. So you always can check documentation. I do not remember also everything. I did not use, even like I use it quite a lot, yeah. So script, vowels, E, A, U, O, I. Sorted list, 1. So if I have, so I just use car sort function and it will sort this element to the BMW Ford Volvo, yeah. You can tell, you give reverse flag in which direction you wanna, or you can give K also. If you list have, it's more like table have multiple elements, multiple case. I don't understand how to synchronize two TD and how I can change the switch in one TD and control another. Okay, this I just show now with this control player components. Player, play video, controller, it's control. So you can think about it. You have controller on one machine and player on another machine. Yeah, you can connect timer to another TD file the same. For example, we have timer here. You can easily add OSC out here. Or you can, for example, select done. So now when done happened, it will send to other machine. It should work, so you can send done or whatever, right? Or this timer could run on another machine. Again, you need start timer. If you just open TD, it's not gonna start automatically. You need to start here. If you wanted to start it automatically, you need to do execute and turn on start. So this execute will run when my program starts. So it's like setup function in processing. In here on start, I can write op, not this one, op timer 1 parameter start pulse. So pulse is just like trigger this one button, yeah, button. So now if I stop timer, I can check how it's work. I run pulse, so it's test, it's start the timer. So when I will start my program next time, it will start timer automatically. Yeah, so for OSC, you just can send this again. This slider, it could be speed. This could be control, turn on, turn off. So this could be, for example, the automatic or manual mode, or another button, speed. This is a good example how you should work for some projects. So you need to figure out how it works. After mode, yes, what happened? No, you control by yourself. Okay. So in after mode, what happened? You just trigger video by themselves with some times that you set up, right? You have transmission. So this is pretty much, you can add something more. You can add some sound or like reaction to sound or whatever. I want to use slide to change speed and add an extra column in final result table. So that's the current speed of movie which is performing right now. In slider you can send signal. Again, on the multiple files you can apply this signal to the speed, right? It will affect all the video. I think it's fine. If you want to separate, you will need to get some constant, save some constant for each video file you have, and send here the speed, and after apply the speed to the speed. And when you change slider, you need to check what video active now. Again, the same by watching what is master 1, so this is active, and this is video 0 active, so you can adjust to constant 1, adjust the speed of constant 1. LFO, you can connect the speed of LFO basically by frequency here. Then smaller frequency, then slower rate. So frequency is how many times per second. So this is happened 1 time per second. This is happened 10 times per second. This is will happen once time per 100 second, or like 60. So this is LFO. We'll have whole cycle in 1 minute. How to read video duration? I'm not sure why you need to read video duration, but you can. We have info chop, you can apply movie file in it, and here you can see we have different parameters. So index, true index, index fraction. So index fraction from 0 to 1. 1 it's end of the video, 0 it's start. You have resolution, you have length here. Length is how many frames. Yeah, and this is current frame. Here you also can see the current frame. So length, it's pretty much the duration of video in the frames, and depends on your frame speed. Okay, this is 30. You can have sample rate. So 150 frames with 30 sample rates. 150 divided by 30, it's gonna be this video 5 seconds. How to reduce numbers smoothly? I show you can use filter or lag, for example, right? Not pause it. Okay, for example, here I can use select, and in select I can use length and sample rate. No, not this one. Length and sample rate. And after I can use math, and in math I can tell combine channels, divide, it will divide first channel by second channel. So 5 seconds. I can use the same, but not length here. I can use index. And second one, sample rate, and again if I divide, here current time in the seconds. Collapse, LFO delete, it's video duration. Also what you can do with this one, you can create trigger. We did not talk about trigger. Okay, well, I need select first. And in select I can write index fraction. So index fraction it's gonna be 1 when video file finish. I can connect the trigger and I can tell trigger threshold, so if it's more than 199, it will trigger. We can add trail here. So you see when the video finish, it will trigger. Again, it has some curves, but I don't need it. I can attack length 0, peak length 0.1 second, and sustain 0, sustain level 0, release level 0. So now it's just trigger. And here I can use chop execute for this trigger. From off to on, when it's changed from 0 to 1, edit content. If off to on, I just print video finished. Run here, clear. So you see, every time video finished, I just print here. But here, when video finished, you can switch to another video. You can run this script when video finished, not print here. Okay, how to start operator and output from the normal Python. The same here. So this is normal Python. I can use run function with my mouse to start it. Or I can start it from another script, from another job when something happened with the run function. I select chop and I run it. OSC message sent when you're inside of container. OSC message should send always if it's happened, but if you will minimize Touch Designer, lower down, Touch Designer stop work. So you should not minimize Touch Designer never, otherwise it will stop work. You can do whatever you want. Let's try this. Let's just add some noise here. To prove, change it to time slice. I put here, and in player, I will activate it. I put it to the view. If I hear it, it's okay. It's another, it still work. But okay, it will stop. So you do not minimize it. Run the video and change video. I show you how to choose video from table. I show you here. It's not here. It's in OS folder. So that's all your questions for today. I hope it was helpful for you.